If you're new to YouTube, or if you want to learn more about a few of the somewhat hidden features within YouTube so you can better use and utilize the service, stay tuned. This is the How To Cafe's YouTube 101. Hello and welcome to YouTube 101. The purpose of this video is to hopefully quickly review some of the YouTube basics, some things that I don't know that a lot of people even realize are even there or available. If you do, then you're ahead of the game and you don't need to watch this video. So the reason I did it and what gave me the idea to kind of kickstart this whole thing was I was sending links, video links to friends and family, all kinds of different things, productions I've done, just fun things, footage of the cat. And I shoot all my stuff and edit everything I do in high res. I'm a graphic designer, a motion graphic designer, videographer, and editor. So everything I do is high resolution. So when a guy like me hears, oh, well, it's kind of grainy, I take it to heart and I go, what's going on here? What do you mean it's grainy? And I go and start checking things out. What are they talking about? I'm getting all critical. And I realized, they don't have their YouTube set properly on playback on their desktop. So let's go ahead and pull up something here. And now, first thing I'm going to do is turn that off. So you've got a little mute button here if you didn't know that. You'll also notice that you've got this little settings gear right here. Now let's go ahead and click on the video. You can click on the video itself or the title. Whenever you get the little hand, you can click on it, and that's going to take me to the page dedicated to that video. So here, I mouse over, I get the little controller and my pause button and so on and so forth, and I've got it muted, okay? And over here on the right, you've got a little gear. It's a Google gear, which you'll see in a lot of Google applications, and it's called settings. And if you click on that, you're going to get another little set of settings. And what you want to do is go to quality. I've got mine set to auto because I have it selected to play back the higher end stuff. So in here, what I realized is a lot of the people had it set for like 480 and below. You can see there's a little degradation here of the quality. Let me go ahead and pull this back a little bit. Now let's go ahead and pull this even down more. Let's go down at 240. So you can see what's happening here. It's all grainy and things like that. It's a smaller frame size. It's 240 pixels tall. And if you go even more, this looks like the old days of YouTube, back when it first started. And this is what people were seeing. And yeah, okay, it's grainy, but it's not my fault. So what you need to do is go over here to the quality and set it for at least 720. I do everything at a higher rate. I do it at 1080, which is technically 1920 by 1080. It's the bigger the number, the bigger the screen size. This monitor is 1920 by 1080. So when I do full screen like this, I get the full resolution. And that does take a faster internet speed, so you want to make sure that you've got a quick internet connection and that your computer isn't slouching and your browser's not all screwed up and clogged up and you got a million things open. It's a lot like streaming TV because that's what you're doing. You're streaming. You'll see the little settings if you have, if you're using Hulu or Amazon or any of the streaming networks, there's always a settings, and you can tell it to go auto, so it'll pick the best one depending on your, connection speed and things like that. So typically that's something you want to watch out for, and it's just good to be aware that that is there. The next thing I want to talk about, so here is another little video that I did that I've recently done, and I did a whole little series of these, you can see over here. and they're for just promotional purposes and things like that. So we just launched them, put them on the website. Down over here, you see I've got the mute. Okay. So what I was telling people to do is go ahead and share this over. And I don't know if people realize that it's a lot easier than copying the URL up here and pasting it and things like that. If you go here to share and click on that, it's going to open up another little window. Now, when I first started getting into web design and things like that, you know, it was kind of overwhelming, and I tended to kind of mentally turn off, you know, all these options that can just get confusing and overwhelming. But you've got to kind of put a filter on. So when you click on that button, this little share button here, it's going to open up a short URL, and you can copy and paste that, and it will take people right to the video. So the other option you have is to just click on one of the little icons, and it's going to take you to that particular social media channel and make it very easy to go ahead and share things. So if you can see here, Twitter, it went ahead and put the stuff up, and you know, I can get in there and put my hashtags in and whatever. But it's got my short URL in here and via, you know, at YouTube. So it does that automatically. So this makes it really, really, really easy to share. You can still go here and copy this short URL and paste that into an email or something like that. And you can also just hit copy, and it'll copy to your clipboard. So this makes it really, really easy to share. Now there's another little thing here called embed, which is really cool, but we're not going to talk about that now. And we'll talk about that in another video. Let's say I landed on this video from, you know, I'm just going to pick another one here. My looping services. Okay. So you've just landed on this video, and I want to see the YouTube channel. And I've explained this to a few people, and they're like, well, I don't know how to find your YouTube channel. Okay. Every video, if you go down below it right here, the first thing you see is this little icon, and you'll see this is the YouTube channel right here. Okay. So if I click on that, it takes me to the channel itself. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel. You might not have it set up yet, but you have a YouTube channel. So it's part of the Google package. Now, while you're on somebody's YouTube channel, you can subscribe over here. So if I hit subscribe, it's going to subscribe me to the channel. And anytime there's a video update, then I'll get a notification. And it's really helpful if it's somebody that you're actually really interested in. I use different Google accounts, and I do all kinds of different things. So I've got a Gmail set up for my audio stuff. I've got Gmail set up for video and things like that. And I will use those accounts to subscribe to things that I'm interested in that relate to that account. It's really great if you're a fan of somebody and things like that, because when you subscribe, you'll get a notification. And it's actually kind of cool. I've got a lot of people that I rely on myself that I get a lot of good information from. And it's great when they release new information or release a new video, boom, I get an email. And I also get a little push notification over here on the side. As long as you're not subscribing to a bunch of baloney and it's actually somebody that you're a fan of, I suggest subscribing. Up here on the bottom right-hand corner of the header, you're going to see the additional contact information that they've got listed in the channel. So in this one, it's more of a business-to-business type of thing. So I've got LinkedIn, I've got our Google Plus in here, I've got Mandy Pro, I've got Production Hub, because those are places that professional studios and networks go to hire people like me. And I've got my Facebook page for Gregson Studios linked here too. So this is a great way to find somebody and get information. Now, here's another thing that I don't know if people are aware of, because I have suggested this, and in the past they've said, what are you talking about? So in the description, you'll hear people say that in the description, you'll find the rest of our contact information or information about this video. And people go down here and it's like, okay, well, there's nothing here, you know, a bunch of comments. Well, you go to this section where the YouTube channel is and click show more. If they've put a description in, you'll be able to read the information. Now in this one, I put the script, the script from the video in here. and then some links about Gregson Studios, and then down here on the bottom, our contact information and social media and things like that, just to make it real helpful for people and businesses to find me. And a lot of video producers and a lot of YouTubers do this, and if maybe it's an instructional video or DIY video, and you're like, where do I buy that stuff? Well, if you scroll down to the more information down here. So in short, if you want more information, go to the show more, click on that, and you'll get the descriptions, links, and more information about the video or the producer, the company, the individual, the channel, so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to go back to the Gregson Studios YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to pull up another video here, and this is part of the stuff that we've just released. And you've got theater mode and full screen mode. So typically, if you double click on it, it's going to open up full screen mode, and you'll see down the bottom you've got the controls and so on and so forth. I don't have my screen capture set up to go all the way to the bottom, but you've also got something here called theater mode, and that will open it up browser size, which I do have set, and you can still see that I can scroll and get the information. So this is kind of a cool way to watch videos if you don't want to go full screen and you still want some quick access to the browser and other information. So I'm going to go back to the YouTube channel, and Gregson Studios right here. So here's another quickie. I'm going to pull up this production. Now I'm in theater mode. I'm going to turn that off because I want this mode. So this is another little handy thing. I use it a lot for personal entertainment. When I find somebody that I really enjoy watching their videos, a lot of musicians and things like that, is if you look for the add to. Now I've seen it over here on the left, depending on how you've got your screen set up and how you're viewing things is going to determine where some of this stuff shows up. But what you're looking for is this little, I call it a hamburger menu because that's what we call it in web development, is a hamburger menu. And it's like a little hamburger menu with the plus next to it. And you hover over it and it says add to. And what that is playlists. Now, I can add it to a playlist I've already got. I can create a new playlist. I can make the playlist public or private or whatever. So what I can do, let's say I've found a whole series of videos that, because I recently did this, of some musicians that I just really get a kick out of. So I created a playlist. I'll go ahead and create one here. And I'm just going to call this test. And I'm going to make this private because this was for me. This was only I can view it. And I'm going to hit create. Now that has been added to a playlist. And let's say I go to one of my other videos that I did here, okay? And, ooh, I really like this one too. And I'm going to click on that, and it just added it to the playlist. So you can create a multitude of playlists, make them public, make them private. It just depends on how you want to use it yourself. So if you go over here to the top left-hand corner, you're going to get this little hamburger menu. If you open that up, it gives you a whole bunch of little options. Now you can see here, it says library, and it's got the test in there. And if I click on that, it shows me those two videos that I just added to my playlist right here. And I can have multiple playlists and things like that. And I can go ahead and play them, and it'll automatically play all of them for me. And I don't have to touch anything. So I've got a session, I'm going to sit here for 2 hours working on something, and I just want some video playing in the background or some music and things like that. I can just hit play all. That's just kind of a handy thing to know. Now, playlist goes way deeper than just my description there. The playlists are a very, very powerful thing. And that's something I'm going to talk about in the more in-depth YouTube stuff. But for now, I just thought it was kind of fun to mention and show that you can do that, because that is something that I actually use on a regular basis. So if you look on the Gregson Studios page, you can see where I have some playlists that I created that are on my channel. So I've got the services and intros and things like that. So these are actually public playlists that I can use to group videos that I've got together so that it's a little bit easier to sort through and find things and display them the way I want people to see them on my YouTube channel. So some of these options are not going to be available on mobile devices. You're only going to see some of this stuff on a desktop, because I don't think the settings is something that's on the app itself on a phone. Anyway, that is a brief introduction to just some of the stuff that you can find and use in YouTube, and hopefully that has been some kind of help. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the How To Cafe and visit the website and follow us on your favorite social media platform. We're going to release a lot of videos. They're going to be everything from beginner stuff and intermediate onto advanced things. We're going to be teaching a lot of the stuff that we're actually doing and using every day. Yes, industry secrets are about to be revealed, and hopefully that can help you out. If there's something you would like to learn or like to know, visit the website, drop us a line, give us a comment, let me know, because I want to know what you are looking to learn. Anyway, it's James from the How To Cafe, where we are serving up fresh ideas daily.